What's up, guys? It's WWE superstar, the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest, and you're watching Battleground Podcast.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Battleground Podcast. Of course, it's a fun episode today because kind of a full circle moment. 2 years ago today, we had this, or 2 years ago this week, we had this guest on the show, and a lot has changed for this guy in 2 years. Let's bring him on. Damian Priest joins us. Damian, thanks for being on the show today with us, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me again.
I mean, a lot of things have changed in 2 years. I mean, it's crazy how things have happened. And I mean, of course, you're going to be in Detroit this Sunday. You can still grab tickets. They're on sale now. Going to be at the Little Caesars Arena. And of course, if you want to win tickets, all you got to do is listen to 106.7 Detroit's Wills. They'll have tickets at 12:40 and 5:40. You can win those tickets as well. Or you can still buy them right now. So grab those tickets. But let's kind of talk. You had a hell of a run in NXT before getting called up. Is there anything you regret not doing in NXT?
I mean, there's a lot of guys that I wish I could have had the opportunity to work with. And obviously, that's not saying that we were never going to work because it's still WWE, right?
Right.
So it happens here or I go back or whatever. But yeah, there's definitely more moments. There's definitely championships. I wanted to be the NXT champion. Unfortunately, I didn't get that opportunity. But again, you never know, Finn Balor's done it, so I don't see why not. Down the line, if that opportunity presents itself, I'll take advantage of it. So there is some, but at the same time, there's no regrets of how I did things. I mean, obviously, everything worked out the way it should have. I had good experiences. I got to become North American champion, and I had to have great matches with a lot of incredible talent. So at the end of the day, it was still a successful and positive NXT run.
And you can also say you're the only person in NXT history that's gotten the Triple H point in a jacuzzi.
I mean, ain't nobody having that. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. So let's kind of go back to like a big, huge pop culture moment. Back to WrestleMania. You were involved with a high-profile storyline with Bad Bunny, who took over the world. And as a wrestling fan, very surprised at Bad Bunny, but you saw the work that he put in and talked about it. Whose idea was it for you and Bad Bunny to pair up, and was there a lot of pressure on you with this storyline?
So I don't know whose idea initially it was to pair us up. I do know that initially we were supposed to be paired, and he came to the Performance Center, and I met him there like the week before the Royal Rumble, and we hit it off immediately. We grew up in the same town in Puerto Rico. We just our mindset of how we handle ourselves, where people, telling us to make it, we had to change the way we speak and to change the way we dress and conform to whatever. And we just never thought, we just never agreed with that. We always, to succeed is to make it on your terms, not on somebody else's. And we had that in common. And then obviously being super fans of this business. So we became like instant friends. Yeah. And then the day before the Royal Rumble, it got scrapped. Like I wasn't supposed to be a part of it. And then come the Royal Rumble, it was back on. And I know, like where, for instance, Triple H pulled in, he was like, yeah, I don't know why they told you that was going to change. He goes, but no, we're still going to go with this because this is the way it should. This is more realistic. Like it's an actual thing. Like you guys make sense. And to go along with that, actually, it was also Bad Bunny, where they asked him, they told him like, hey, we're going to switch and he actually spoke up and said, no, I want to work with Priest.
Yeah, that's got to be a cool moment.
That's actually really cool. So, because if he would have said, okay, yeah, I'd rather work with somebody else, they would have given whatever he wanted. But he specifically said he wanted me to work with him.
And it's crazy, like how much attention Bad Bunny brought to WWE. I mean, taking the 24/7 title to Saturday Night Live, and then being involved with you, like that had to have been high praises. And especially of him saying, no, I want Damian, nobody else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And man, what he did for us, like people can talk about, when celebrities come and they're promoting and they're doing stuff, the guy moved from Puerto Rico to Florida just to train during a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he could go out and have fun in Florida and Orlando and do different things. There's nothing to do. It's like I said, it was in the middle of or the beginning of a pandemic. Yeah. So he just didn't that wasn't a thing. He didn't care. He wanted to put in the work. He didn't want to come in here and just be that celebrity that was in and out. Like he wanted to make his fans proud, our fans proud, and his fandom proud, because he is a huge fan and he understands the respect that's needed to be put into this business to be successful. And he did everything the right way, man, and it showed. And he deserved the moment he had, and he deserved the respect he gained from not just his peers and us, but the fans alike.
For sure. And him hitting that Canadian Destroyer on the outside of the ring at WrestleMania, I was like, that just shows that he put in work.
That was pretty badass, yeah.
And I was like, I was texting my buddy. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, that's it. Just in WrestleMania after that, like, you're not going to be able to top Bad Bunny doing a Canadian Destroyer outside.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But he's fantastic. Like, and again, yeah, like you said, that shows the amount of work he put in, and his willingness to take that risk to do that, and even to cross body to the floor. I mean, people can see that, and you don't think, because athletes are so incredible now. Like, you have guys like Ricochet and AJ Styles, and these guys can just do basically anything you ask them to do, any cool move, or so they make it seem easy, but it's not. And especially for somebody who just came in and is not trained, and is not a full combat style athlete or any type of athlete, he's a musician. So for him to just get up and do that and have the courage to even try is insane, and let alone be able to actually execute it. And it was pretty cool to see.
You try to not mark out and be a fan for a second there when you saw that.
Yeah, if you see my facial reaction, it was all real. Like, I was so enamored. I mean, I was just in shock and awe. I was excited. I mean, he killed it. He really did.
For sure. And of course, this Sunday you're going to be in Detroit at the Little Caesars Arena WWE Super Show. Tickets still available. You can grab those. Kind of let's talk about this. So we just had Sheamus on not too long ago. He kind of interrupted our interview with Drew McIntyre. You're kind of now in that U.S. title picture, and SummerSlam's right around the corner. Could we see Damian Priest challenge for that title? And do you have anything planned for your first SummerSlam moment?
So, I mean, when it comes to that, I mean, if I was in charge, yeah, I would make that happen. But unfortunately, I'm not. So all I can do is work hard and hopefully earn that opportunity. And that's where we're at right now. So as far as planning my moment, I can't do that not knowing what's in store. All I can do is work hard and put myself in the best position possible to earn basically the ideas for somebody else to say, hey, let Damian Priest have that moment, or let's give him that moment rather. So same thing with WrestleMania. I didn't know what was going to happen till the match was announced, literally. So same thing here. I've heard nothing. I know I'm going to go to Las Vegas for SummerSlam, but that's about it. I just hope that, of course, selfishly, I want a big profile match. I want something that I can create a moment like I did at WrestleMania, where people can talk about the next day and the next week and so on. So that's a goal. Yes, I do want specifically a SummerSlam moment.
And I mean, I will tell you that a lot of people that have been on this show have gone on to win the title. I mean, you were on our show years ago. You got a title in that company. Everybody, past guests, if you look at it, has gone on to win the title. So you're in good hands being on this show, Damian. So we're going to put it out there in the universe.
It seems like it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. So here's a kind of a fun thing that we put up on Twitter earlier, and you had retweeted, and we're going to take some fan questions before we let you go. And so the first fan question is kind of an interesting one. So greeting Battle on Air from Puerto Rico. Question: what kind of entrance does Archer of Infamy dream of for an event, and what would you add to your presentation to make it epic, since he wants to create momentum with his fans?
I mean, ideally, a WrestleMania with like Metallica playing me to the ring would be pretty sweet. Maybe get some, if they could allow me to really shoot an actual flaming arrow, that would be cool. I mean, there's a lot. I have a lot of ideas when it comes to entrances, so, but definitely, the idea of a live band performing to the ring, like at a WrestleMania, that ideally would be like a dream scenario.
That would be amazing. And by the way, you talk about Metallica. Have you heard J Balvin's cover of Metallica?
I have not.
You got to check. He covered Wherever I May Roam. Fantastic, by the way.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Very interesting. So my son, who's also Puerto Rican, he plays baseball. That's now his walk-up song. Is that song? Because it was Bad Bunny, Booker T at first, and then he changed it to that one. So I mean, he's all into it. So another fan question that we have: what rock song that people would be surprised to know that you like?
I don't know if people will be surprised, like just by any song. I mean, but my range in rock music, it could go from, Youth Gone Wild by Skid Row to, Symbolic by Death, or, Raining Blood by Slayer. Like I said, I don't know any one song that people would be surprised. Like when it comes to rock music, I mean, I like rock music. I like every single genre of rock. So I don't know if there's any one song that people would be surprised that I like, especially in that genre. But because I'm all over the place, and good music to me is good music. Whatever I like is what I like.
For sure.
That's why I'm a little bit, all over.
All over the place. And we've got one more fan question before I let you go. And of course, make sure, by the way, everybody, you can still grab tickets to the WWE Super Show that's this Sunday in Detroit. At the Little Caesars Arena. Of course, if you continue listening to 106.7 Detroit's Wheels, you can win those tickets at 12:40 and 5:40. But our friends over at the A to the K Wrestling Podcast want to know, you're better known for your heel work in the past, but been almost exclusively a face in your WWE run. Do you miss it? And might we see your heel persona on the main roster?
So I think for me, Damian Priest, it's a case by case, and it depends who I'm confronting and how we go about how we're going to handle the business.
Right.
But if you notice, I'm still the same guy. I do the same things. It's just a matter of who I'm being, paired against and the reasoning. When it was with Finn Balor, for instance, in NXT, I came at him because I wasn't a big enough name for him to even worry about. So I had to come at him and get his attention and make him want to fight me. Now I think I'm in a position where people, they know, so they don't mind. It's not like they don't know enough to care about working with me. Now it's, now I have to, like, for instance, with Sheamus, I have to look for the fight because I want a United States Championship opportunity. And I kind of want to put him in his place as being, being that he's like a thug and a bully. Yeah. But so that's the difference, as far as healing face. But yeah, there is something to being a little edgier and, just there's a little bit more fun to be had and laugh, at least amongst myself.
Right.
When I do certain things where I'm like, man, that was so messed up. And I do find pleasure in that, but ultimately I find the best villains are the ones that aren't, to them, they're not the villain, like, you think you're right for you, like you have a reason, you're not the bad guy in your story.
Right.
It's just obviously public view is different, but not to you. So to me, it's more that. And I guess if I had to say that there's one thing that I do miss, it would be a little bit of that, where I don't, maybe I'm a little nicer to people, but that's the difference. Maybe just being a little bit nicer. But besides that, I'm Damian Priest. I am who I am.
For sure. And, you talk about the Finn angle in NXT, and I got to say, watching you do that spot where you went back first on those stairs, bro, that hurt my back watching that. So I couldn't imagine.
I remember it felt like an explosion inside my body when I hit. I hit and I laid there, and I remember the ref coming up to me and, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." Like, how could I be okay?
Right.
And for a second, I'm going to be completely honest. For a second, I just thought I was going to get counted out. Like I was, I don't think I'm going to even try to get back in the ring.
Yeah.
Just because, I wasn't sure if everything was broken inside. And then I gained a little bit of movement, and I just remember getting in the ring and Finn Balor doing the double stomp to my back, and I was like, I should have stayed outside the ring.
Right. We're just done. Just throw up the X. We're done. We're going home. But man, Damian, I really do appreciate you coming on the show with us today. And of course, don't forget, you can still grab tickets to the WWE Super Show. It's in Detroit Sunday. Tickets still available. You can get them at WWE.com. But Damian, again, thank you for being on the show. Once I see that WWE is rolling through Nashville, once we get a date for that, hopefully you're on that show. We can get you in studio and take another photo again.
Hell yeah, that'll be cool, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Damian.
You got it.